Alright, here on the Rich Van Tassel channel, today is Thursday, December 17th, 2015, giving you the breakdown of tonight's game as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6-7 travel to St. Louis to play the Rams, who are 5-8. Last home game for the Rams this season. Some talk it may be their last home game in St. Louis as is. Talks about that moving to Los Angeles. That's another topic for another day. I believe there will be an LA team when I see it. They've been talking about that for years, so we'll save that for another day. But starting first, the injuries for the visiting Buccaneers. Gerald McCoy, their defensive tackle, is probable. Brandon Myers, tight end, day to day. So I will go with probable on that. Levante David, linebacker, questionable. Vincent Jackson, wide receiver, out. Bruce Carter, linebacker, doubtful. For the Rams, all listed as probable. Greg Zuerlein, the place kicker. Case Keenum, the quarterback. Todd Gurley, the running back. Kenny Britt, the wide receiver. And Janoris Jenkins, the cornerback. Now, neither one of these teams is eliminated yet, or are eliminated yet. St. Louis, a loss will eliminate them, and they're certainly going to be eliminated at some point very soon because they have to win out, and both Seattle and Minnesota have to lose out. Tampa Bay is 2 games back of Seattle and Minnesota, so they really have to win out as well, and it's going to be very difficult for either one of these teams to make the playoffs, and I don't see it happening. For Tampa Bay, though, they certainly were a terrible team last year, evident by having the number one pick, and they can still finish 500 or better, so they'll certainly be striving for that, and have been playing very well of late. The Rams had that 5 game losing streak, which they snapped last week. We'll see if they can string together a couple wins. I believe this Rams team is about a 7-9, 8-8 team, which is probably where they'll end up. Their quarterback play has simply killed them this year. Nick Foles, 7 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, just not getting the job done. On the other hand, Jameis Winston, who was starting out with a lot of turnovers early on in his career, has really cut them down. He's only down to 11 interceptions, over 3,000 yards, and certainly is to quietly be making a case for Offensive Rookie of the Year because he's playing very well, and he's certainly gotten that team much further than many would expect. Mike Evans, the receiver for Tampa Bay, is going to be matched up against Janoris Jenkins, assuming Janoris Jenkins goes. He is listed as probable. It should be a good matchup. Mike Evans has some drops, but he's a big physical wide receiver with a lot of athletic ability. Janoris Jenkins is a good cornerback who likes the ball hawk a lot, so Jameis Winston is going to have to be careful about that. Jenkins will take some risks to get interceptions, so I look for Mike Evans to get a few big plays downfield. But I also look for Janoris Jenkins to get at least one interception. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. He's able to bait the rookie quarterback Jameis Winston into an interception here or there. Another guy who certainly has to be considered in Offensive Rookie of the Year is Todd Gurley, who's really coming along now. He's gotten a lot better from that knee injury he suffered in his last year at Georgia, and he's really coming along, and certainly a guy who I predicted would be in contention for it at the end of the year for Offensive Rookie of the Year will certainly be there. Doug Martin having a very good season, well above 5 yards per carry, only 5 touchdowns though. So I look for Todd Gurley to really carry a bulk of the offense for St. Louis. That's the only way they can win because their quarterback play is terrible. Whether it's Nick Foles or Case Keenum who goes, it really doesn't matter. They're both bad. Doug Martin really balances the offense, but look for Jameis Winston to take some shots downfield. Even though St. Louis, one of their strengths is their secondary and their pass rush. Jeff Fisher always coaches good secondary, so it should be very interesting. Going to be a tough one for Tampa Bay. They really let one slip away. It was a game I worried about against the Saints. When you're playing a team that has talent, that's a lesser team than you record-wise, they really struggle with it. Now St. Louis, I don't think has the talent that New Orleans does, but certainly enough talent on the field. And Tampa Bay is going on the road for this one to try to keep their season alive. Going to tell you a lot about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's going to be a very interesting game, really tough one to pick. Now that St. Louis has broken that 5 game winning streak, it wouldn't surprise me if they go on a little run here with these last 3 games. Possibly go 2-1 or maybe even win out. Who knows? It's unlikely they'll win out, but I expect them to really rally. And that's why I'm going to pick the St. Louis Rams tonight. Again, very difficult game. I expect it to be fairly mid-scoring, towards the higher end. I'm liking it 27-24, but I don't think that St. Louis is going to go out with a loss in their final home game, which could be the last game in St. Louis. Certainly, I would expect the fans to come out. They really haven't supported St. Louis that well, and they haven't had much reason to support them of late because the team has not won and has not made the playoffs. But I'm expecting the Rams to get this win 27-24. Should be an interesting game. All right, so that's it for your Thursday night football breakdown between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and St. Louis Rams. A reminder, we will be giving you the Week 15 now, the game breakdowns tomorrow on the radio, 90.5 HD3. Brookdale Student Radio, as well as recording them for the YouTube channel as well. That is going to be my last radio appearance of 2015. So hopefully you all will stay tuned for that tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you later.